Grinding coffee beans first thing in the morning right before you brew them is a great way to get a fresh tasting cup of coffee. But that means you're going to have to operate some machinery. Tricky in the morning. But Adam's here. He's going to tell us all about Burr grinders and also explain which one we should buy.
Some machinery is trickier than other machinery, Bridget.
There's no heavy loaders or anything like that.
Stay away from the caterpillars. Stick with the coffee grinders. Now, you know, there are two basic types of coffee grinders. One is the blade grinder that chops the beans up almost like a little food processor. The other is what we have here. These are Burr grinders, and these are the darling of the coffee industry. We wanted to find out which of the home models was the best one. So we have a lineup of 10 different Burr grinders.
That's a lot of them.
Price range was $30 up to $200. Oh, wow. And we compared them to our favorite blade type grinder.
Okay.
Testers ground both light roast beans and very dark roasted beans at fine, medium, and coarse settings. They also ground and sifted 10-gram portions of beans to find out which setting on each machine would produce the highest percentage of truly medium-sized pieces. We had coffee aficionados and novices alike test for user friendliness, and we also took all the measurements for the hopper as well as the receptacle for the ground beans. All of these work in essentially the same way. What you do is you put whole coffee beans in the hopper at the top, turn it on, they are sucked down into a chamber where there are two burrs, which are made of metal. Coffee beans get ground between them like peppercorns in a pepper grinder,
Gotcha.
And then the ground coffee gets put into this little receptacle at the bottom. The setting that you choose on the burr grinder changes the distance between the two burrs and therefore the grind of the coffee. There was a difference in how easy or not these were to use. Some of them had some real problems. This one in front of you actually spewed ground coffee all over the counter.
That would wake you up.
That is kind of a pain, even when the receptacle was positioned correctly. This one has a built-in scale so that you can precisely measure your coffee, but we compared it to a lab grade scale. It was always between 6 and 10% off, even when we reset the scale.
And that could change the flavor of a cup of coffee.
Inaccurate, not interested in that. This other red one here had a glass coffee ground receptacle that one of the testers elbowed off the counter one morning by accident, and it shattered.
Yeah, I actually was hoping that it would just brew the coffee right now. That's not,
That's not gonna happen.
that's a whole other machine.
You know, no appliance is going to be completely bulletproof, but a coffee grinder should at least be able to survive a morning mishap like that.
You're right.
So testers really preferred machines that were super simple to operate, that were neat, that didn't spew ground coffee all over the place, and that had plastic coffee grounds receptacles. Now, I told you before that we did that grinding and sifting test.
Yes.
There was a pretty wide range in the quantity of medium particles, and we were curious, like, is that really gonna make a difference in the cup? Are you gonna taste that?
Sure.
So testers organized blind tastings. They brewed coffee with the most and least even coffee from the Burr grinders, as well as coffee from the blade grinder, and all of the other variables were the same. And the results were really interesting and not what we expected at all. They all tasted good, number one. People liked them all, and they each were voted by some people as their favorite among the brews.
Uh-oh.
So why use a Burr grinder if flavor isn't like a surefire advantage? We feel like there are two strong reasons. Number one is just simplicity. The good ones are really easy to use. And there's no interaction. With a blade grinder, you have to shake it to even out the grind. Just, you know, set it and forget it with these things.
Often the hopper and the blade grinder is tiny.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a problem too. The second reason is just consistency. Like you get the same cup of coffee day after day after day, and it's really good coffee. So the overall winner is the Baratza Encore. It's this one here. It's about $139, 40 different grind settings, so you can really customize your cup. Dead simple to use. The coffee industry loves this one, and our testers did too. If you don't want to spend quite as much money, testers also named Capresso Infinity Conical Burr Grinder as a best buy. It's $100. It doesn't have quite as many settings, doesn't work quite as well for smaller amounts of coffees, but it's perfectly simple to use, and it'll save you a couple of bucks, and you'll get great coffee day after day after day. Isn't that the name of the game?
It's the only name of the game. Well, if you're serious about coffee, and so many of us are, well then maybe a Burr Grinder's in your future. The winner is the Baratza Encore. It's $139. Or our best buy at $100 is the Capresso Infinity Conical Burr Grinder.
Thanks for watching America's Test Kitchen. What'd you think?
Well, leave a comment and let us know which recipes you're excited to make, or you can just say hello.
You can find links to today's recipes and reviews in the video description.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
See you later.
I'll see you later.